Okay, so good evening, everyone. So we have our final test on Saturday. On Sunday. Tomorrow I will send you all an email individually to say if you're missing any homeworks. And also, I haven't received any videos. Should have had one of your video discussions this week. I sent that on Monday. You have until Sunday, so I need to grade them on Monday and give the final grades on Tuesday. Also, you should have received an email about the thingy, about the final test, about the certification exam. So this is the certification exam, the exit test. And this is why we've been studying the TOEIC. So our information is here. The registration from the 5th to the 7th via the SIGE platform. And then the exam next Saturday, the 10th, from 8 till 10. Okay, so you can take this if you wish, or you can wait until after Advanced 2 or Advanced 3. But this is the first chance you'll get to take it. So after Advanced 1, with a minimum of 70 points. And if you do the homework, then that'll be easily achieved. So that's that, the certification exam. Also, I sent an email a few days ago about the talent show on Saturday. I'm not sure if anyone's registered for that. There are prizes. I think they're mostly academic prizes, but we haven't had confirmation of what they are yet. But if you wish to take part in the talent show, send a video of your talent to Profi Amiro. I included his email address in the email a few days ago. So send a video to Profi Amiro, and if you participate, if you do that, then you get extra points towards the course. And if you win, then there's something else on offer, which we haven't been told yet. If you have a talent, then it's probably worth sending a video just to get your extra points. Okay. So like I said, the final test is this Sunday. And like always, you'll have the whole day to do it. So I'll open it from 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can have until midnight. So any time between 8 and midnight. Remember, you have your 2 hours. And during that time, you can't pause, you can't close the window. Okay, and that's basically it. Does anyone have any questions about the tests or anything? or the video. If you were with me last time in an intermediate 3, then you know how to do the video. Just this one should be a little bit longer, a little bit more detailed. So about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, talking about one of the topics. Remember, the video can be a lot more personal than the essay. When we write the academic essays, we need to be impersonal. But with these video discussions, you can be personal, you can give your own opinion. So there shouldn't be any problem though. It shouldn't take you too long either. Just use your cell phone, 2 minutes, send me the video. Easy.
Excuse me, Mr. Craig. My question is about is possible to complete the lessons of the platform until the 8th, or is necessary fill all the contents?
Okay, the platform, well, remember the platform is 20%. 10% for the completion and 10% for the tests. So the longest you can have for the platform would be next Tuesday morning, which will be the 6th. So you need to do the platform before 8 o'clock in the morning next Tuesday. And that's when I'll take your final platform grade.
Okay, it's necessary to complete at least 8% to take the final test, and 100% until the next Thursday.
Well, you need at least 70% overall to be able to graduate, to take the exit test. So if you do 8 units and you get 100% for those 8 units, then yeah, you'll have 80% for the platform, and then depending on your homework and the video, you'll get the rest of the grade. So you should be over 70 if you complete everything else.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, Andres. Any more questions? No? Okay. Now, there's something else. I was looking for apps today to help you to study for this test next week. So if you haven't looked for anything on your own, I found a couple. I tried some of them. I put them in the document in the shared folder. What is the TOEIC? Now, I'll share these again in an email tomorrow. So there's a couple of different ones. Okay, so this is Practice for TOEIC Test Pro 2020. Now, this one's okay, but you need to be online to take it. It has some adverts.
Teacher, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
How many questions do you have to a
How many questions do I have? What?
take to a
The TOEIC has 200 questions, 100 listening and 100 reading.
Thank you, teacher.
So this one's okay. It has quite a few adverts though, so it can get quite annoying. But it's quite small application. This one's almost the same. You can practice all the different parts. Has the pictures, the documents. This one's much bigger, a much bigger application. It's over 200 megabytes. But I think you can use it offline. So you can practice all the different parts. I'd actually recommend these two, this listening and the reading. They're made by the same company. They have adverts, but very, very few. You barely see them. It has nice clear pictures, nice clear audios. That's the listening. And the one to go with it, the reading. So these two are nice, clear apps they have adverts, but not very many. And then the final one is just called TOEIC Test Prep. But with this one, you can do a whole practice test. So you have this thing, you can set it to practice and learn vocabulary. Or if you click a button, I think it's this one, you can do a whole test. So it's good for that one, just good for the test rather than the practice, because the practice is just vocabulary. But the test itself is pretty good. But I'll share these again through email tomorrow. I suppose. Looking for something to help you learn interactively. I added a few more online resources as well, online practices. Okay. Okay, close. Okay. I think we'll just try to work through some more examples. I want us to think about, again, how to approach the questions. So I think it's good if you download an application or a couple of applications and practice as much as you can before the real test. I mean, I shared websites a few weeks ago at the beginning, but I don't know if any of you have done anything, so I don't know. Hopefully this isn't timed and we have time to look at the pictures, analyze and so on. Okay. So we've got time. So with the pictures, we need to quickly look at the pictures and analyze. So we're looking for the things, the actions, the positions. Okay? So here we have people. They look like business people. They are sitting around a round table. They have water and glasses. They're wearing formal clothing. There's a painting in the background and a door. There's really not a lot else because everything else is a bit general. No glasses and so on. Writing, concentrating. It's all a bit general. Let's see what they say.
Look at the picture. A. They are seated at a square table. B. The meeting is in progress. C. They are writing an examination. D. The speaker is addressing the audience.
Okay. So, addressing the audience? No. Okay. Well, we can't. We can't go back. So what was it? We had they're sitting at a square table. Well, no, because the table's round. The speaker's addressing the audience. Well, there isn't a speaker. We don't know who's in charge. They're all kind of equal. So the only sentence that fit was the meeting is in progress, because we don't know if they're writing an examination. So if we don't know, then it's false. So the meeting is in progress is the only one that fits, which was B. Okay, what do we have here? So we have a truck. We have a man with a pallet trolley. There's stuff on a pallet. There's another man. He has a forklift. They are either putting things on the truck or taking things off the truck. We don't really know which, just by looking at it. Probably more so taking it off. Another word for taking things off a truck, unloading. So it could be any of those things. Also, this man here will be driving, controlling, maneuvering. So let's listen.
Look at the picture.
A. One of the men is driving a truck. B. All of the crates are empty. C. The elevator is going up. D. The vehicle is being loaded.
Okay, so the only one it can be is D. We don't have an elevator. He's not driving a truck. He's in the truck, but he's not driving it. Number 3, what do we see? We see people, we see computers. It doesn't look like an office. It seems like a classroom or a library or something. The people are concentrating. So let's have a listen and see what we have.
Look at the picture.
A. The computer monitors are facing each other. B. Some people are typing on the keyboards. C. There are some keys on top of the desk. D. The workstations are out of order.
Okay, so some people are typing on the keyboards. Okay, so here we have a setting. It's a bar, a restaurant. So we have the woman behind the till, the cashier. We have people talking. We have a man who's writing. Could be a check, but it looks quite small. So we don't really know what he's writing.
Look at the picture.
A. He's signing a contract.
We don't know.
B.
Contract.
He's placing an order. C. He's requesting the receipt. D. He's paying his bill.
It's probably more likely to be paying because she's at the cashier. Okay, what do we have? So we have a car, truck. It has a canoe on top, and the canoe is tied to the car. Pretty much everything else is probably incidental. So I think what we're looking at is just this. I'd be very surprised if anything else is in the answer.
Look at the picture. A. The kayak is in front of the vehicle. B. There is a kayak on top of the canopy. C. The boat is being towed by the truck. D. The canoe is tied to the dock.
Okay, that last one was dock. The canoe is tied to the dock. So canoe and kayak are words for the same thing. So we know the canoe is tied. It's tied to the car. It's not tied to the dock. A dock is where you tie ships so they don't float away. Okay, then we have the response. So we'll hear a question or a statement, and then we have three possible responses. We have to choose which is the correct response. Remember, in this one, we are really focused more so on the question words. So if we hear a question, a where, when, who, why, then we can imagine what the responses will be. The response will be a place, or it'll be a time, or it'll be a person, or it'll be a reason or a thing. So as long as we can comprehend the statement or the question, then it's easy to analyze the results and particularly say this is not the correct result of the response. So we need to go to the next one. This is not the correct response. Go to the next one. In this test, it's as important to say or to think that something is wrong as it's important to say something is right. Because here we have three answers. If we know immediately that A is incorrect, that leaves us with 2. That leaves us with a 50-50. If we can use our common sense, then that will narrow that down as well. If we use our knowledge of English, that should be us fine. And if we can rule out 2, it doesn't matter if we don't understand. We know that the one that remains is the correct answer.
What will you do if George quits?
A. We will tell him to slow down. B. He didn't give a good reason. C. I'll post a help wanted ad.
Okay, what will you do with George Quince or whatever? So it's going to be A. We will tell him to slow down. It doesn't really make much sense, but it's the only one that fits. Because posting a help wanted ad isn't about George Fritz or whatever it's called. So the only one was no. Letter A.
Where does the telephone book belong?
A. On the top shelf in the lobby. B. No, it will just be a few minutes. C. I'll call first thing in the morning.
Okay, so we had a telephone book, so we had a distractor there. I'll call first thing in the morning. But the important thing there was the word where. Because then automatically we're looking for a place. So on the top shelf is a place.
Why was the ringer turned off?
Why?
A.
For a reason.
When we left the office last night. B. I'll turn it off when we're done.
That's not a response.
C. We were in a meeting with the president.
Why was it turned off? Because we were in a meeting. So we can automatically say A is wrong, B is wrong. That only leaves us with C.
How long are you willing to wait for a response?
How long? We're looking for
A.
time duration.
1 week maximum.
There we have a duration.
B. We waited until after dinner. C. No, they haven't called back yet.
Okay, so in that one we have a question, how long? So we know we're looking for a time duration, a length of time. And then the first one says 1 week maximum. So that's our answer immediately. We can still go ahead and listen to B and C to see if we've misheard or if we could be wrong. But sometimes we can do that. Sometimes we have the answer immediately. We don't have to worry.
How do you think the customers liked it?
A. Yes, it tasted quite delicious.
No.
B. He's a regular customer.
No.
C. My guess is they weren't impressed.
So there are a couple of things there. What do you think? Or how do you think? So it's asking for an opinion. And he says, my guess is. So that's him giving his opinion.
Is everyone coming in my car this afternoon?
Okay, it's going to be
A. We're going to the mall for lunch.
no,
B. That's not the new model, is it?
no.
C. I am, but I don't know about everyone else.
There's our response.
We had record sales in the clearance department today.
A. That's because we had Joan working the floor. B. It wasn't my favorite kind of music playing. C. Tomorrow is their giant discount sale.
Okay, so they talk about sales, they talk about records. So don't get distracted by the music and more mentions of sales. Remember, these questions try to trick you. A lot of the times they'll repeat words in an answer which won't actually respond to the statement or the question.
Are you going to fax the client our recommendation?
A. Yes, we just received it today. B. I thought Jake was going to do it. C. We recommend ordering it soon.
Okay, so the answer is B. When we have these yes or no questions, so if we have questions with are you, is he, are we, etc., or do questions, you know, and a lot of the grammar we've learned until now, particularly in basic and intermediate, you will hear like are you, is he, etc. questions, and we'll have yes or no answers. But notice how these don't really have yes or no answers, but they still have affirmative and negative. So that's really what we're listening for here. Affirmative and negative. Yes or no is the easiest way to answer these questions, but because this is a higher level, they're using different methods of affirming and reacting negatively. Okay. This one should be a conversation. Is it up? Yep. Can we click on the next one? Not really.
I'm worried that Mr. Jones missed his connecting flight. He's never late unless it's out of his hands. Once, his rental car company was closed.
You're probably right. He always calls from his cell phone while he's waiting in customs. He's probably still in the air.
It's too bad you can't use your cell phone during the flight. If we knew where he was, we would know whether or not to reschedule the meeting.
It's for passenger safety that airlines have that rule. Cell phones can interfere with the cockpit instruments.
Which is true about Mr. Jones?
Okay.
Where most likely is Mr. Jones right now? Why does the woman want to hear from Mr. Jones?
Notice how we don't have much time.
What do you mean I'm going to be late for my flight? It's only 10 after 5. My flight doesn't leave until 8.
You must have forgotten to change your watch last night. Did you forget that the clocks went forward for spring?
Oh no, was that yesterday? That means it's really 10 after 6. I'm late.
Yes, that's what I thought. Look, I'll drive you to the airport so you won't have to spend time finding parking. As long as there's no traffic, we should get there on time. What is the woman's problem? Why is the woman's watch wrong? What does the man offer to do?
Okay, so that part of the listening is very quick. We only hear once. You hear the conversation once, you hear the question, you have to choose the answer. So we need to absorb a lot of information and comprehend a lot of information while we're doing this listening. Look for the key words, okay? The key ideas. There really won't be that many ideas, but they will try to confuse you with extra information that isn't needed. So we look for the important information, the important ideas, the key words. Sometimes we can see the questions before we listen. If you have the question before you listen, have a look. Read it and think of the information that you're going to hear. So what is the purpose of this report? To notify drivers of speed zone changes, to discourage the use of cell phones while driving, to promote travel via the commuter train, or to warn drivers of possible trouble areas. So think of the different information we might hear for each of these possible answers. The different vocabulary we're going to hear. So if we're talking about speed zone changes, we might hear speed limits, congestion, accidents. Vocabulary that will relate to reasons why the speed zone has changed. If we're going to hear about cell phones, then obviously we'll hear, vocabulary about cell phones. Maybe hands-free, maybe accidents again, maybe concentration. And we don't know yet. To promote travel via the commuter train, then we'll probably hear about the benefits of the commuter train. Maybe its price, its speed, if it's kinder to the environment, that kind of thing. Or to warn drivers of possible trouble areas. So perhaps there's roadworks, maybe there's more congestion, maybe there's problems with the roads, potholes, subsidence, maybe there's crime on the roads, who knows. But we're going to hear about these problems. So let's listen.
Good morning, folks. This is Naomi Wong with your morning traffic report. Highway 10 northbound has been closed due to a minor traffic accident. Drivers are being rerouted via Henderson Avenue. If you are trying to catch the commuter train from Bellevue Station, you may be in for a lengthy delay. The 101 eastbound is stalled at Bellevue due to mechanical trouble. We are told it may be half an hour before the train is up and running again. However, buses heading east remain on schedule, so if you're looking for an alternative, consider taking the bus. Monthly train passes will be honored. Normal rush hour congestion is reported on all other routes. If you have any traffic news to report, dial star 67 on your cell phone.
Okay.
What is the purpose of this report?
So there was nothing about speed zone changes. They mentioned cell phones, but only to call. The commuter train is broken. So it's to inform people of trouble areas. She mentioned the congestion, and she mentioned that the train's currently out of service. What are train passengers encouraged to do? take a train in another direction, use their pass to take a bus, make a phone call to the radio station, or wait until the train is repaired. Well, she mentioned making a phone call to the station if we have any more news. Take a train in another direction is really just not common sense. So if you didn't hear, then we can automatically rule that one out because it doesn't make any sense. Why would you want to go in the opposite direction? Wait until the train is repaired. They said it should be half an hour. But people could be in a hurry. And they said that the train pass is valid on the bus. So we should be using their pass to take a bus.
What are the train passengers encouraged to do?
And where are people being rerouted due to traffic accident? So number 10 northbound to 101 eastbound to Henderson Avenue to Bellevue to station. This is why I should be listening as well. I don't know. I think it was number 10 northbound. But it could have been any of them. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know.
Where are people being rerouted due to a traffic accident? If you're an aspiring actor between the ages of 25 and 40 and have been holding back, now may be your time to shine. The Starbox Theater Company of Santa Fe, New Mexico is announcing an open casting call. For their next production, the company is looking for 2 star hopefuls for an upcoming production of Life on the Road. Written by esteemed playwright Emilio Donatelli, the play consists of 2 characters that, through a variety of comical circumstances, end up renting a car together to travel east across the USA from San Diego, California to Boston, Massachusetts. Auditions will be held at the Starbox Theater, 818 Tennyson Avenue, Tuesday, April 10th, between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., as well as Saturday, April 14th, between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Rehearsals are scheduled to begin June 1st, with a 12-week commitment scheduled to start August 12th. The show will run Wednesdays through Saturdays with a matinee on Sundays.
Wow, a lot.
What is the purpose of the announcement?
Okay. So the announcement was for actors. How much time must actors devote to the production? There's a lot of information in that.
How much time must actors devote to the production?
I think they actually said 12 weeks. So 12 weeks is roughly 3 months. Where will the auditions likely take place? Well, the company is based in Santa Fe.
Where will auditions likely take place?
Santa Fe and Boston were the places that they drove from and to. So something else to distract us. Okay, we'll spend a few minutes looking at reading. So of course on the reading we have these missing words. So remember, we have to identify the kind of word that's missing, if it's an adverb, an adjective, a noun, a verb, etc. It could be a phrasal verb, it could be an idiom. Charles Henley in accounting has something purchase orders to prepare before he can submit the revised expense report. Well, it can't be this many because we can't see how many this many is. When we say this many, it's normally a visual. We need a visual cue to understand how many is this many. Very much doesn't make any sense. We have purchase orders. Purchase orders are countable. You have 12 purchase orders, 100 purchase orders, 1 million purchase orders. Remember, much is used for non-countable. Which leaves us with many. He has many purchase orders. In this case, many just means a lot. According to the policy, only the something has the authority to authorize a cash refund. Okay, so we need person, manual is the instructions for using machinery. Manpower is the total of the workers. It doesn't make any sense. Managerial is an adjective relating to manager, the person in charge. So the manager has the authority. If any inconsistencies are discovered in the billing statement, it's advised that students something the financial aid office. So we're going to look for a verb. See doesn't make sense. We can see people. We don't see offices. Approach is to go towards something. Go and visit are almost the same in this context. But we would need to say go to. So we can't, this is incorrect. So the only one that's correct is visit. Should delays be encountered, clerks are encouraged to send documents something a private mail carrier. Okay. So we're looking for a phrase that means they're going to use the services of a private mail carrier. This way doesn't make any sense. This way is a phrase we'd use for directions. Or describing the way to go somewhere. Through ways of. It doesn't make any sense. We have these three answers here that are trying to trick us up. They're trying to mix mixed sayings. So we could say through means of or by way of, but here we don't have an of, so that's incorrect. And through ways of doesn't make sense, so that leaves us with by way of, means using the services of, or via. All employees with first aid training are encouraged something at least one night shift per month. Okay, so we have a verb. What do we need after we have a verb? Encourage to. So that automatically says this one's wrong, this one's wrong. Leaves us with to work, which is an infinitive. To working, which is a gerund. Gerunds don't use to, so this is incorrect. Leaves us with to work. The government is trying to something, a flood of cheap imports through legislative action. Okay, so again, we need a verb. What is the government trying to do? Trying to present, which means that it's the government that are using the cheap imports. So that's wrong. Invent means they're creating a flood of cheap imports, which is wrong. Indent is used in writing when we make the sentence start further along the line, further behind the line. So that's incorrect. Leaves us with prevent, to stop. So they're introducing legislative action to stop a flood of cheap imports. One possible explanation for low morale is the research department. In the research department is that I forgot to mention the amount, something overtime that would be required this month. So we have this little phrase, amount to overtime, amount of overtime, amount on overtime, amount for overtime. The amount means quantity. We're talking about the quantity of overtime. So we need the preposition of. And the final one. Because you something haven't finished supervising the design team, I don't see why we couldn't wait one more week to start you off on the next project. Okay. When we use yet, it comes at the end of the clause or after haven't. So, no. Until normally comes at the beginning. It goes before the time expression. There is no time expression here. There's no time expression here. So it's not until. Already is used in positive, affirmative statements. I have already. Or used in questions, have you already? It's not used in negatives. So that leaves us with still. Okay. I think we'll finish there. Where was it? So docs. All of these documents are in the shared folder on the What is the TOEIC document. I'll share the application links and a quick write-up of what I thought about each of them with you tomorrow. And I'll also send the emails with the work that you are all missing, with the homework, the 6 homework exercises. Also, please send me the video before the end of Sunday. I know we have the test, but we also need that finished as well, so I can give you your final grades on Tuesday, and then you can register for the test. The registration's actually from Monday to Wednesday, so I might even have to actually no. I'll give you until Tuesday morning, but be aware that if there is still outstanding work, that's the last possible chance. So if you've done everything, you will have your grade ready on Monday. If you haven't completed everything, the last possible chance will be Tuesday. But be aware that you only have until the end of Wednesday to register for the test on Saturday. Okay, does anyone have any questions to finish? I think we'll have another tutorial next week, just before the TOEIC. So we'll deal with any last minute questions as well there. But please try to practice. Try to download one of these apps and practice as much as possible. If you have questions, or if you get questions wrong and you don't understand why, I don't know, try to take a screenshot or something, send it to me, ask me any questions. Okay, that's what I'm here for. Okay, so thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, if you have any questions, just email me, WhatsApp me. That's fine. Okay, thank you. Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night, teacher. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Good night.